back to What's the Skeet. Today we're joined by the two organisers of the Young Farmers Christmas Tractor Run, Hayley Crowe and Charlie Corkill. When started back in 2018 with about 30 tractors, which has now grown into a full-blown Isle of Man festive tradition. With now over 75 tractors, 2 island-wide routes, and nearly £100,000 raised for Manx charities over the past 7 years. This year, the Tractor Run has also been nominated for an Award of Excellence, recognising its incredible community impact and festive spirit. We're going to chat about how it all began, what keeps it growing, and what's coming up for the 2025 run this December. Right, how are we? It's a good morning to be alive, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've had a couple of issues this morning, but we're going to move through it. Back on a mission now. So I think we start off by explaining to the listeners where it all started.
Go on, Charlie.
That I think how it all began is a very important message. So people, because I don't think I actually know how it all began,
Don't you?
to be quite honest.
This is a good story.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it all started from your perspective there, Charlie.
Well, we were, I think I was vice chairman of the Federation at the time.
No, I don't think you were. No, it would have been Finlow, would have been the chairman.
Finlow was chairman, yeah.
Wouldn't it have been Rob Watson?
Oh,
would have
Rob,
been
maybe,
vice?
yeah, yeah.
I
It's a
think it
long
was
time ago,
my
wasn't it? Yeah.
first year, possibly a second.
Yeah. We held a really good auction, didn't we, for charity? And we had to, we came up with an idea. I think Finlow was heavily involved in that at the time. We had an idea of auctioning off some straw, so we decided we'd go and asked some people if they would donate a couple of bales of straw to the auction for the Benevolent Trust, wasn't it?
It was. It'd been a really tricky year, hadn't it?
Yeah,
And
it'd been a tricky year for
we had
Far
Adam
Region
Henson
straw.
was here from the BBC, wasn't he?
Yeah, so we thought we'd make
a good
night of it.
impact.
Yeah, so we asked people for a couple of bales of straw. Anyway, we ended up with about 50, 60 bales of straw, didn't we?
Yep.
So we all went round the tractors and trailers and picked all the straw up. So we had the trailers at the auction full of straw and silage. There was all sorts of stuff, wasn't there?
There was, yeah.
And I think that camaraderie was sort of really nice, and we thought it'd be nice to make something else of this. So we talked about doing a tractor run maybe, and then it developed into maybe doing something festive. So we went for a Christmas
Christmas theme. Yeah, we decided that we'd whack a few lights on a few tractors and have a drive about and enjoy ourselves, basically, wasn't it?
And was it as simple as that at that time?
Very much so, yeah.
There was no involvement externally from any. You didn't have to get the police involved. It was a bunch of lads and
funnily
women
enough, we did
speeding around on the tractors.
Yeah, we did talk to the police.
We did talk to the police about it, and they said, "Crack on, off you go. Don't cause any problems. Don't cause us any problems, and that's grand." The first year we had 25 tractors, didn't we? And
yeah, and we didn't stop anywhere, did we? It was just a procession all the way through.
Yeah, we knew the route, but we hadn't particularly publicised it because it was really just about the members, the people that were driving the tractors. It was just a bit crack, wasn't it? And then people were chasing us down in the street and throwing money in the door of the tractors and stuff like that. Because I was working that night the first year that we did it.
Yeah.
Do you remember I went to work?
Well, we collected. It wasn't just money, was it? We collected food. Was the main thing for the food bank.
Oh, okay, that's how it started.
The food bank were at Ag House, weren't they? So we had the finish was there outside the creamery. It worked really nice, didn't it? If we only had 20 tractors, we'd probably still be doing that. It was fine, wasn't it? And then so we had a lot of food. So we don't talk about a lot of money the first time because I think we only raised about £900.
750 in the first year.
Sorry, yeah. And but we had a lot of food for the food bank, if you know what I mean. People were bringing tins out, and all the pubs on the way had tins of food and bags.
So you were stopping as well?
The trucks. I was stopping in the truck. I had a truck, didn't I? And I was stopping on the van and just picking stuff up ahead of the procession, which was.
You have to imagine it was quite agricultural the first year.
Yeah.
We were. It was
rough and ready.
It was, yeah, and it was great fun, really, to be like that because we were just honestly doing what we wanted and stop here, right in the middle of Parliament Street where somebody was chucking tins of food in the front of one of the tractors and things like that, and it just worked. We had cars in the middle of the parade and different places but it was very much just about the members at that time, wasn't it? We had absolutely no idea that the public might have been interested. Basically,
that's crazy.
And I got a phone call from my sister who was in Ramsey, and we were coming into Lizère, so coming into Ramsey, and she said, "There's hundreds of people here," and we hadn't really seen. We'd seen quite a few in Kirkmichael, but we didn't realise how much of a crowd there was going to be. It was absolutely heaving, like you can't imagine on the quay. Like we had to go really slowly. We did a slow procession because we just couldn't go quick because there was cars and people everywhere. Like it was amazing, really. Looking back now, it was terrifying at the time, but
crazy to
amazing.
think about how far it's came, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. So yeah,
You've got to recognise that beginning to know, like, to look back and think, wow, look how far we've actually come.
So year one was, like we say, quite agricultural, quite rough and ready, and we
Yeah.
didn't really have any idea
About 25,
where we would go
25
to.
tractors, wasn't there? I think 23, 25
Yeah.
tractors.
So roll forward to year two. I contacted the police in the same way and said, you know, we're planning this event again. Hadn't really had much involvement with them the first year, had we? And got a phone call within 5 minutes. You know, come in, you need to come in, have an appointment with us at police headquarters. You cannot do any of this type of stuff. You know,
Oh,
it's got to
boy.
be, you know, event plans, traffic management plans.
Yeah.
Got to be well coordinated, this, that, and the other. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I got a little bit of a telling off that year.
Did
but,
you?
Not, you know, just in terms of this is massive, basically.
Serious.
They did
Yeah.
tell you off until they realised that maybe they
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
overlooked
Oh, yeah. Well, I did.
some things,
Obviously,
you
I
know.
had, you know, in my back pocket an email from them, you know, but we'll just move on past that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the police are incredibly supportive of us
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
and we're keen to
completely.
keep that. But yeah, we
Definitely.
do joke about it.
And the
'Cause
police do an amazing job now. Like, it's, you know, we couldn't do without them, really.
now there's no way we could do it without them, and we wouldn't do it without them as well
No,
because of
no,
everything that
it's-
they bring. It works really
Safety,
well. Exactly.
efficiency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just a really good opportunity for us all to connect the community as well. So
Mhm.
we just wouldn't do it if we didn't have their support. You know, if they say no to us now, then we say we get it. They don't need to say no to us about anything. They definitely did back in the early days in year two. They said no to a lot of things, but then quite nice at the end of year two. That when we got back to the grandstand on the end of year two, the sergeant that was working with us at the time said, if you pair organising this tractor parade,
Yeah.
you know, we're good. Whatever you want to do,
Nice.
then we're good.
So
Because
what
he
did you
got it.
change, though? What did you change from the first year to the second year?
Just the organisation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the emphasis, I think, came on. We didn't, when we started off first, we didn't really think we were gonna. It wasn't about raising money necessarily. I know it's nice to raise money.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
never
yeah.
been about raising money as such. And then I think after the first year, we sort of realised that there was so many benefits to the community from running the event.
Mhm.
You know, it's free to watch. People can come. You know, there's 2 runs now, so they can come. Generally, they're free, aren't they, to come with the kids and
Yeah.
have a look and watch wherever they want because we're covering the whole island nearly. But from a monetary point of view, it was never at the forefront of our minds to raise money really.
Even in
And I
even
think
in
the second year it grew significantly though, didn't it?
it did. We went from £750 cash in the buckets to £7,500 in
Yes.
the first year.
Aha, that's a big jump.
So it was a big jump. And the nice thing about that was it was just
But
a very natural process. You know, we had people contacting us and saying, can we sponsor a tractor? We didn't go, and we still don't. We don't go
No.
out. We don't reach out to anybody and ask them to sponsor the tractor.
Yeah.
We keep in contact with people that have reached out to us in previous years, but we don't go out looking for sponsorship. We get lots of people that just think it's such a great event and they just want to be involved, you know. Every year we think, oh, we can maybe get a few more people in touch, and that's how it just naturally grows.
How many have we got? All the tractors sponsored, or is there still?
No, there is still opportunity for people.
Right,
There's not many, but there is still an
Yeah.
opportunity. If anybody wanted to sponsor a tractor, they could get in touch with us, and you know, it's,
How would they do that?
give us a ring. It's
Give
the
us a
way,
shout.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
get in touch.
Holler us down and see us in the street. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Right.
contact us via Facebook or give us a ring, you know, and get in touch
Yeah.
that way. But it is just quite a natural thing. Normally, it's our drivers.
That's what makes it special,
It
isn't it?
is,
The
yeah.
fact that it's organic.
It is.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Or like an organically organised event. If you want to be involved, get involved.
Just come and get
If you
involved,
don't
yeah.
want to be involved, well, that's
Don't be
also
involved.
okay.
Yeah, and we've also pushed back quite a lot as well. There was a little period there for a few years that we had people contacting us. They wanted to be the headline sponsor of the Christmas Tractor Parade and grow it into this massive thing. And we were really, we were quite
Just
humbled by it, and we really appreciated it. But we just said no. We were
Yeah.
like, we haven't. Me and you don't have the time in our lives to grow it as much as what we'd like to. We know we could make this an absolutely significant event. We could probably make £100,000 a year on it if we really wanted to. But
wanted to push it massive.
we're just 2 volunteers. We've got busy lives.
Yes.
We've got jobs, families. We do all of this voluntarily. You know, we don't take a penny off this. Every penny that's raised goes to the charities that we're raising money for. The young farmers give us a small budget, you know, and we're covered the insurance costs and things like that. We have
street furniture and things. Isn't it?
a
Things we
small
need
cost
to
for
have.
hiring
Which is
bits and
respectable,
pieces.
you know. That is respectable. The fact that you're all volunteers. That is a
Yeah.
when you look at charities and charity events, tractor run is probably the highlight of many people's calendars now.
Yep.
And it's became a Manx tradition. I think. I think it has done. Like people 7 years in now, and you think to yourself, it's sort of stabilized itself.
Yep.
and people know that it's happening every year and wait for it. But does that make you guys feel like you've got pressure on your shoulders? Does that make you feel like
Not from that point of view. I don't
you've got
feel
more
that, but I
pressure
feel
because
like,
everybody's like, oh my god, the tractor
think
run's
if I-
coming up, and you guys are like, oh boy, we've actually got to pull it off again.
well, yeah, there is that element.
Yeah,
to it.
that-
I think we're
that
past
doesn't
that. I
ever
think
go
like that was
away.
year
Yeah.
3 or 4. We
Yeah.
were sort of thinking like that. Oh my god! But now it's sort of. I think with time, as time goes on, and I'm not great at delegating jobs, but there's loads of good people behind us, isn't there, as well? Like, it's not just us two. There's a
Yeah.
massive team now behind us that are really pushing on really well, and they've got their own ideas. Little ideas that are coming through. I know we've had some good ideas this week, haven't we?
We have, yeah. There's some couple of new things coming, isn't there, that we're working on at the moment this week,
Nice.
which is
which aren't necessarily our idea,
no.
but
Mhm.
other people of the gang have sort of took it on and ran with it. It's
And that's
really
the
good.
conversation.
Yeah.
We literally had that conversation earlier this week, didn't we? When I was saying one of the little ideas that was coming through, I said, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I have got no capacity to do that. So if you're happy to run with it, go for it. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need something. But roll with it. I love it. Let's add to it and do something different. I like keeping it
Yes.
fresh, changing it up.
Even in the freedom,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
giving people the freedom to actually do things is can really influence people in a strong
Yeah,
way.
Yeah.
And that's how you make a change, not by telling people do it, do this, do this, do this, do this. Say,
And
well, here,
and because we weren't really,
have a go.
like, although we do a lot of other charitable stuff, we weren't really experienced in how to throw that out to a wider group of people, were we, to do, and we're slowly learning that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
scaling it up is,
Yeah.
we could scale it up more if we could, if we
Yeah.
wanted to, but equally we want to keep it as just being,
Yeah. I think
we've
it's
people
something
ask us all the
magical about it.
time, why don't you go for 100 tractors and 150 tractors, which we could do because we've got people that want to be involved, but we cap it at 75. It works. We fill the spaces up. It's manageable for us. It's manageable for the police, most importantly.
Yes.
We don't want to be. 150 tractors in a convoy on the road is,
Holy.
yeah, massive. We don't want to disrupt the other road users. If the public are on side of us, that's the absolute key thing. So
Yeah.
small changes that we've made over the years to make sure that we're,
Mm.
getting the word out there as quickly as possible. The Alaman Constabulary Roads Policing Unit are fantastic with their social media presence with us
Yeah.
as well. They get a team on the night now. They're not just putting an
Mm.
update out to say we're doing this. We've got police tractor involved. They've got their social media team on the night as well.
Yeah.
We work with the Alaman Bus Company, so we utilised that. That was an idea that we'd had for a couple of years because there's the Find My Bus app.
Yeah.
So they have like a little tractor icon now. We use one of the
Nice.
we use one of the bus trackers. They put a little tractor icon on it, and so people can go on that
That's
app and find
hilarious.
exactly where we are on the night. So
Wow.
that works really well. Both
The Find My Bus is
so many-
amazing, isn't it?
yeah,
Really, it's
so
handy
many
for us from a
benefits of that.
management point of view as well. We can sort of
Mm.
track exactly where the end of the convoy is, where the start is.
Yeah.
We're normally dealing with a problem at the time, aren't we? It's never.
Yeah.
It should be smooth on the night. That would be really good organisation, wouldn't it? If it
We
was smooth
always
on the
tell
night?
people
Yeah,
it's smooth on the
yeah,
night.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you ask us,
But
then
actually on the night,
it was
it's like,
yeah.
we're just
See how we
absolutely
get on.
crazy, Yeah.
But that's what we love about it as well,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? We work well on the fly, and we do quite like.
What's one of the biggest
problem.
challenges you've had? Herb, we can hear that, Herb. We can hear that coming through the computer,
What are you watching?
You're watching a bit of YouTube or something?
He's watching
Tractor
videos of
run.
the Christmas
Tractor
tractor
run,
run. that's what it
obviously.
is,
Yeah, 100%.
They're all
What's like a
red.
big challenge that you guys have come across though over the years? What's something that you'd be like, oh, crap.
Is there things that we can talk about? Or
I don't know. Insurance is one of our biggest problems, isn't it? We have a lot of things we have to do, and sometimes people don't understand. They go, "Why can't we do that?" or "Why can't we do this?" Or and you go, "Well, it's actually from an insurance point of view, we have to make sure we're covered."
that was a huge
Behind
problem
like,
for us
yeah.
in the early years, wasn't it? About
Yeah.
passengers in tractors and stuff like this,
Ooh.
and the children not being allowed. We
Ooh.
follow best practice insurance guidelines,
Yeah.
so no under 14s in, and there was quite a lot of pushback about that in the early
Yeah, there
years because
was,
people
yeah.
were saying, the kids just enjoy it, and we get that, we totally get that, but the event is big, it attracts a lot of publicity. We don't want any problems,
No, and
so we did push back, and we did lose a few people that didn't come to the parade
yeah,
because
they
of
were
it.
sort
But
of put off a bit.
most of
bit
those
by it,
people have
weren't
come
they?
back though when they realise, and it actually stood us in really good stead because
Yeah.
one year we had the police were saying they wanted to bring somebody in a tractor.
Mhm.
We were saying, if you want to bring them to the event or take them home from the event, that's on you. But our event these are our rules. So,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
actually really respected us for pushing
Yeah,
back and
definitely,
saying no. We're not
Yeah.
afraid to say no to people. And I think
Yes.
it's not always
It's
easy.
fair.
Safety
Yeah.
is key for the whole event, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's our main
priority.
priority
Yeah.
above and beyond anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
What about like tractors breaking down halfway through the parade and stuff?
Oh,
That's what
yeah,
Pee
we've
Wee's
had all
for.
of that.
Yeah, that's where the
Pee Wee's
legend
job.
himself, the Dark
Yeah.
Destroyer, just hanging at the
Yeah,
back of the
yeah.
back tractor. He's just
Yeah.
sitting there waiting for someone to
Yeah.
break down.
Yeah,
isn't he?
we're geared up for all of that sort of stuff. We've got those
Glenn Quayle's at
tractors.
the back as well, isn't
Yeah.
he? So
We've got mechanics
he's a
with
half good
us.
mechanic sometimes.
Yeah, on this day.
Yeah, Saturday night.
We're
he's a-
getting warmed up. Saturday night, we're ready
Yeah.
for warms. But yeah, we've had that. We've had drivers take ill. I was chatting to one of
Yeah,
the drivers
really?
the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Driver.
Oh, yeah.
He had a bit of an episode a couple of years ago. He was following Martin Stallard's excessive flashing lights,
Yeah.
and I think it just got a bit much for him. It's quite a long stint in the tractor.
Flashy
so-
lights is a
But
nightmare.
we've got replacement drivers with us. We've got minibus that we're out and about in, and we've got
Yep.
a couple of replacement drivers. So if somebody takes it,
Mm.
we'd never thought that would actually happen. But sometimes we have these things in our contingency plan.
Yeah.
A spare driver. And
Not last
yeah,
year
you
was a
need
bit.
it.
Last year was a bit different because we had to postpone from the Saturday, but the year before that was a really bad Saturday, wasn't it?
Oh, it was terrible.
Rainy.
It was rain, winds, sideways, whirlwinds. It was all sorts, wasn't there?
Yeah, there
and,
was.
And we were on Peel Promenade, weren't we?
Yeah.
And it was really
It
bad. And-
was miserable. It was sideways
It
rain.
was so
There was
bad.
hundreds of people with their kids. All the tractors were gathered, and
I think that's the year you're on about, but that particular year, I remember we always do these things which we call provisions. Like we've got this, we've got that, we've got all these things ready. We've got
Mm.
spill kits, we've got chainsaws, we've got all these things. We've got people going ahead. Like we have Gary and Gavin going ahead. They're half an hour before to make sure the route is clear. And they've done that consistently every year for us since year 2.
Yeah.
And we've never really had to use them. That's just, is it clear? Yes, it's clear. That's all we get from them. But
Yeah.
that year, it wasn't like you didn't hear from them. It was like, is it clear? And you didn't hear anything. And then
Like, uh-oh.
it was clear when you got there, and that's provisions and having
Yeah.
those. We need a good group of people that can do these things to make it happen on the night that you, and you
Yes.
hopefully won't need any of these provisions. But that particular year, we needed every single
that's
one. didn't
where
we? We had broke down tractors, we had sick drivers, we had spills,
trees on the road
yeah.
in front of us.
Oh
and
my
we're coming
God.
along, and then it's coming on the police radio. Oh, there's a report. There's a tree down at the
Yeah.
Ginger, and we're going, tree Ginger. No, we haven't
No,
know anything
Seen
about that.
Yeah. No.
And
You guys just horsed it out the way. Right, we're coming through.
as we come to the
That-
Ginger, there's
that
like
tree
a
in the way there,
fresh
Gary.
Well, that's good though. We make sure the route is clear, and we always clear up after ourselves.
Yeah.
There's no problems. There's no trace of us left anywhere, whether that be things on the road or signs that we're putting up and things like that. It takes an absolute army, doesn't it? All the advance notices you've got to put out. One of the biggest jobs that we have to do is leaflet drop everywhere that we're putting road closures in and parking
Yeah.
restrictions.
Mm.
So we could just limit ourselves and just do that. I mean, that's excessive already, all of the parking restrictions that we have and the road closures. But our team go out and leaflet drop everywhere on the route.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to raise awareness of it. Pop a little letter through somebody's door, say, we're coming through here in the next couple of weeks on this date at this time.
Yeah.
Do you mind if you can park off the road? We'd appreciate that. This is what we're doing. And in all the years that we've been doing that for, I think we've had one phone call, haven't we, from somebody that was
I
concerned.
haven't had any, so
No,
that's
it's because of
you,
my
yeah.
phone number on there, not yours.
Wise idea, old friend.
Yeah.
Wise idea.
Charlie/Hayley and Haley's phone number.
Yeah,
That's the
you've
secret
thought
to this
about that.
whole
He's
event.
thought about that strategically.
Well, I've thought about it as well, because I know I could.
You'll
deal
actually pick up the phone.
I'll deal with that phone call
Yeah.
probably differently than Charlie would, depending
Yeah.
on what you're up to. You're going to
Yeah.
give them a different answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perhaps
So,
not the answer they're looking for.
No, maybe not. No.
Yeah.
So
So-
we're coming through anyway.
Yeah.
And the logistics of planning the route, I'd imagine, is another challenge that would maybe occur with the event.
It is. And
Do you have to sort of think about where people are situated? I'm really interested in picking into this actually, because I've looked at the routes and I just wonder, how do you try and connect it together? Do you try to? Yeah, I want to know your thinking behind that.
You're making out like there's a real scientific process in this.
Yeah, am
It's
I
not just
overthinking this?
Put a pin in the map and let's go. But
Good water, Herb.
no, it has evolved, hasn't it, over the years? Working with the police, with the constabulary, basically.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have to change a route depending on major roadworks. We're thinking about where can we start. You'll have noticed over the years that the start points change a few
Yeah.
times. I mean, the first years we started down at Timble Mills, didn't we? Down at the
Mm.
shops.
Oh,
there,
that was tight.
in the dark with no lights and
Yeah, it
no
was-
nowhere to manage the people. And
It was lovely though, wasn't there? There's
was
certain
yeah.
and that's what you've got to weigh up is the pros and cons of every situation. So
Mhm.
and Peel has been just a nightmare for roadworks, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There seems
Yeah.
to have been some major operation going on in Peel, no matter what year
Always.
it's been. Yeah,
Always roadworks
yeah.
on in Peel.
I mean, we've done, haven't we, split starts some years where we started
Yeah,
two,
two locations, yeah.
One year we started some at Timble Mills and some at Peel, and then joined in Kirkmichael. That was quite good, but that was just because we were growing and
Yeah.
we didn't have a location to start 75 tractors, because we weren't at the stage then where we were thinking about closing off whole parts of roads and putting one-way systems in place and blocking off parking for hundreds of people in a place and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we've done things differently, haven't we?
And we plan
over
for
the years.
spectator locations, and sometimes we put them on maps, don't we? And if we know it can be a spectator location, but sometimes the most random ones you never think of, isn't it? You know, there's just full of people. Like it's funny. People,
Yeah.
I think a crowd draws a crowd, and people just
That's
stop
very
there,
interesting.
you know.
A
and I think,
crowd draws a crowd.
like
Yeah.
people go to
I
they want to
like
go
that.
see the tractor run, and one of the problems we have is that, and I've tried to get this through to people in the early days, was that they thought that people would just go and watch it in Peel and then go home. But a lot of people like to watch it in Peel and then race to Ramsey to watch it, or
Try and get ahead of the
Yeah,
run or
yeah,
something through
and then-
Kirkmichael and then Luke
and
out.
we're sort of at a point where the police saying, "Oh, there's a build up of traffic behind." I think it was when we come to Kirkmichael when
Yeah, it is,
we
yeah.
were actually behind, weren't we? Because
Yeah.
we'd finished fettling up in Peel, and then we got on the road and we were in that traffic behind, and they were saying, "Oh, we're gonna have to do a stop, let the traffic pass." And I was looking at the traffic and I could recognize like 100 cars. I could recognize like 15 or so, and I was like,
They've all left Peel.
yeah, I think I said to him, don't let these people pass. Like, just keep it going. No, there's a big build up of traffic, so we stopped, let them all pass, and we went past as well. Then we've got to Kirkmichael, and everyone's trying to park in different places.
Carnage.
Kirkmichael's like, we shouldn't have let them pass.
Shouldn't let them pass, because now we're going to have to wait a bit longer while we actually move them again,
Yeah.
because they're not allowed to park. But they wanted to see it again. They've enjoyed it the first time,
And
and
that's what I think we underestimated, was how much people wanted to multi-see it. Or,
Yeah.
you know,
See it multiple times.
But this is key for us. You know, we've both got families with, little kids
Yeah,
in
yeah.
them, and Christmas is expensive. So there's loads of brilliant events on the island.
Yeah.
You've got to, it's like trying to get tickets for Glastonbury or something, trying to get tickets to go and see Santa in the forest or Santa on the train.
Yeah.
If you have missed them, you feel quite a lot of pressure as a parent to give your
Yeah.
kids these good experiences at Christmas. So that's is wonderful for us that people can come and see this fantastic event. It costs you nothing.
Yeah.
If the kids have got a pound or a few pennies to chuck in a bucket,
Bucket.
they feel like they're involved. Some people have got in a position to donate more money, but it's like we were saying before, it's never really been about that. It's all about the community aspect of it. And we love hearing about people that are benefiting from our event for
Yeah.
them, whether that be that their
Yes.
business is staying open late and they're doing teas and coffees. Sulby Church Hall is always a key one, because
Yeah,
they're
it's a big
raising money
crowd
for
there.
themselves. They do like Christmas movies from 4
Mhm.
o'clock, get a tea and a coffee and a hot chocolate and watch the tractors come
Ooh.
past. So we love hearing about these
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And we have a minibus we often out with on our social media crew and with the radio and things like that. And we like to stop off at these places and talk to them. We always
That's a
get them
great
given
idea.
a beer and a mince
Yeah,
pie
yeah.
or something
Yeah.
on the way round, don't we? Some
That's a
people
great
pull us
idea.
in.
There's some really good parties.
It's fulfilling, isn't it, in a sense?
Yeah,
That's
it's really
rather than
good.
getting paid for doing that work, you almost get that sense of achievement through other people's joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really want other people to be benefiting as well. So if
That makes
if the
complete
school
sense.
if the school are doing a Christmas movie night and doing a few hot chocolates and the school are benefiting from it, then that makes us feel even better about the community impact. And I think this is like
bingo.
something in the countryside community, especially, that it's still alive and well. The
Mhm.
community spirit is there.
Yes.
And you look across the young farmers, the wider young
Mhm.
farmers, so much of what they do is about raising money for charity. It's about having a good time because they're bored, and we could organise an auction, or let's do a party, or whatever it is, raise some money off for a charity in the back of it. It's just about getting out and doing something that isn't just benefiting yourself. It benefits other people as well, doesn't it? It feels good.
Yeah.
People forget that. People often ask us, you must be getting paid for it. I'm like, no, don't. We don't. We
You live
really
off the
don't.
high of how good it makes you
Yeah.
feel.
I mean, trust me now, there's no.
That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
that's it.
The high of how good it
Yeah.
makes you feel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. So where's
Hopefully
the roots
that high will
going
come
this year?
sometime.
Yeah, where's the roots going this year then? You got Saturday, Sunday this year.
Yeah, so we're
Yes.
changing it
You
up
a little
again.
bit of it
Yeah.
last year. Sort of preferred the Sunday, did you? Than the,
Yeah, well, I think it was after last year's postponement to Sunday, we realised how much less pressure it could put on ourselves, really. A Friday, Saturday. Friday doesn't leave a lot of, there's nobody spare on a Friday. Everybody's
working.
working, and then we start at 5, so everybody's straight from work in the start. And we just find we don't get ahead of ourselves, maybe us two especially. So we thought, when that Sunday happened, and we realised how much better it was on the Sunday somehow.
Yeah.
People had more time to watch, people had more time to help. We had a lot more volunteers to help because it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
So And then speaking to the police's busiest nights are Friday, Saturday. So at least if they've only got one busy night to cope with,
Aha,
they were sort of
okay.
happier as well. So it was kind of a joint liaison decision, really, wasn't it? But
Yeah. So last year the weather forced our hand, but it's one of these things as well. When we look at the route, and the route had been the same because from a logistic point of view, the route worked, the paperwork's there, we rehash it for the next year, and we're not having to reinvent the wheel, so that's good.
Mm,
But we do find ourselves in a bit of a lull with the route when we've been the same for a few years. People start to expect that, and then it's hard to change out of that. Then, so the
yeah.
weather was a really good opportunity to go. No,
Hmm.
we're going to change now because it worked, and
and we had wanted to maybe experiment with trying to flip the nights. So we had Friday was South Run,
Yeah.
and then Saturday was North Run, and we had thought about flipping it. So we had the North Run on the Friday and the South Run on the Saturday. But this actually worked quite well, really, because it switched the
Yes.
South Run
It
to
switched
Saturday.
anyway, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think that was another reason to try something different completely, really.
And it's also like you wouldn't think maybe without trying a Sunday, you'd think maybe, oh well, kids won't be able to stay out as late because they've got to go to school or get in
Yeah.
bed for school on Sunday. But actually, most parents are probably slightly leaning, oh, it's Christmas, come out and see it. It's
Exactly.
exciting. They'll make an
Yeah.
evening
And it's
of
one
it
night,
instead.
it's
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday. I think as a parent, Friday night can be a bit hectic. You finish work, the kids have had a busy
Yeah.
week. It's Friday night, and if they're hungry and you've got to get them in and out of the door again for 6 o'clock to see the start, then it feels like a rush. And maybe go tomorrow instead.
And lots of
Perhaps,
people
or
have stuff
we'll
to do
miss
on a
it. Or,
Saturday morning, don't they? They want to get,
yeah.
Yes.
kids to something on the Saturday morning, so it can't be late necessarily. Sometimes earlier than school, isn't it? So
I think it's not. I think it's exciting for the kids though as well.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
any
slightly
opportunity.
late on a school night
Yeah,
on a Sunday.
Yeah, get them all wrapped up in their onesies or whatever
Yeah,
it might
true,
be.
yeah.
Give them a hot chocolate, take them out, and we're not late.
No, no, no,
There's
no.
plenty
It's
of
like
kids that
what,
stay up
8:30,
later than
9,
that
yeah.
anyway. We have to be careful because we're aware that we're finishing then at the grandstand on a Sunday night. We've got Christmas music and flashing lights, so we don't want to be there at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night because
Yeah, yeah.
we have to think about all the residents that live around
Correct.
the area and what have you. So it's really not. I mean, 9 o'clock in this world is not late, is it?
No, most people are. I mean, I'm probably near enough tucked into bed by 9
Get
o'clock.
away! You're not that old.
Yeah, I'm a bit. I like mornings, Hayley.
Oh, are you? You a 5 a.m. club?
I mean, last night I was up late last night, but most times I'm up earlier than and go to bed early most of the time. Like, do you or no? Are you a night owl?
No, well, I was in bed at 9:30 last night. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a night owl?
No, not at all. I'm a morning. I'm
Morning
5
person.
5 a.m.
Get up
club.
and
Yeah,
go.
I like to be up in the morning. Yeah.
Let's get going.
Yeah.
It just depends on circumstances. Like I spent a lot of my earlier life doing late night work,
Yeah,
so it's like it's weird, isn't it? How things change.
I think that is strange how people change, and that's like this event. It just develops as it goes along, and when you look forwards to this event in December, is this going to be the biggest one yet? Is that what you guys are aiming for, or just
It
keeping
already
it the
is.
same?
Yeah, it already is.
Already is.
Yeah.
In what sense?
Just the support.
Though
we've
the
got,
support's larger than it has been in the
has
past.
been in the past. Yeah.
In what
across-
sense?
In every sense, yeah. From the ground up, really, I would say. Every person we talk to is more enthusiastic than they were last year about it.
Yeah.
And they were enthusiastic last year about it. And
Yeah.
every time, and likes to doing this and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything
Different.
is growing all the time. Like,
I mean, B&Q have to be starting to get some lights in now because every year they're sold out, aren't they?
Yeah.
yeah.
Every
Gotta be
Felton's
early,
and Ramsey as
yeah.
well. They do.
They do
a lot of
Christmas lights as well.
They do discount as well if you ask for.
Really?
Yeah, for the discount. Ask Chris in there, and just say you're on the tractor run discount. He'll give that to you.
There's so many people. I'm not sure he knows about.
No way,
It's out there on a podcast now. So
Yeah, he's away now.
He's going to get 20 people in next week for it. In case you. But that's an example, though, whether the discount is there yet or not. It will be by next week, maybe. But
Yeah. No choice.
so many companies are involved in different ways, quietly behind the scenes, or whether that's as on the front of a tractor sponsoring us or whatever. Like again, the community here that we're building is huge, and that's another one of the reasons that we've kind of shied away from having a headline sponsor for it because we don't want a big headline sponsor that then restricts other companies that can be involved.
If you have a headline sponsor, it's an insurance company, for instance, maybe a smaller insurance broker company wouldn't want to be involved. So, you're trying to manage that situation as well, really, which is just. I should just say there's no headline sponsors, is there? Really?
Yeah.
It's much better.
Yeah.
Spread the load.
Yeah.
I mean, God, some of the tractors that have been dressed up over the years and the way they've been dressed. Oh my goodness, there's been some. I'm just trying to think back to myself now.
What's been your favourite? Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, I do remember one which had big antlers and a red nose on the front. And I thought those antlers on top of the car, but I think it might be
Kev Cool, Kev and Sarah, that
Yeah,
was brilliant.
Red
Rudolph,
Massey.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's been,
that was pretty good.
A lot of
That was
people like
pretty good.
Jeff Sutcliffe when he's done the Grinch.
Yeah.
That's been a memorable one as well, with the
Yeah.
music playing in the background too. And we like doing that when we're out and about, don't we? Asking people what's their favourite one, what do they like?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And Eliza's tractor went viral, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's
with
right.
with the
Santa hat on it.
Sat on a hat.
Yeah.
That was. But it's so cool because people can just use their imagination.
Yeah.
And sometimes, right, this is going to sound a bit crazy, but sometimes people don't actually have the opportunity to use their imagination as often
be
as you
creative,
think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely
People
got the help,
sometimes have to go through the motions, especially in farming. Like, right, we need to get this done.
Yeah.
We can't actually be any creative. We've got to get this done.
Yeah.
Whereas
to the minimum amount of money we can spend,
exactly, correct,
Yeah,
because it's a lean run thing. We're not
Yeah.
going to spend a bit extra to be creative. We're just going to get it done the fastest way possible. Whereas with the tractor, people like farmers are starting to, like, have been since the beginning, use the creative aspect, and for the general public, they're looking at this big 4-wheel piece of metal. I think, how does that even come in your head?
I don't think people realise how long it would take to decorate, Cleveland
how
down.
hard it is.
Yeah.
It's so hard to decorate. There's so many moving parts.
Yeah. It's really good.
And if you want the outline of the machine, you need to go all the way around. Like, I don't need to talk to you, but maybe our audience. Like, you have to go all the way around it with different types of fixings. Like, it's not like, cable tie here and there maybe, but then you need these little sticky pads with cable tie pads, like the whole thing, like, and then we've had all sorts of bungee seems to be the main thing. I see a lot of people,
bungee's holding on. Is that the new
yeah.
thing? Is it? Yeah, I missed
bun-
it last year.
Put
so
bungees
I-
everywhere and then attach the lights to the bungees, which I quite liked. I've seen that with a few,
Oh.
So every year you come up with a different creative way.
And
of
it's just a
fixing
really
stuff
good
on.
way for our drivers to connect with each other as well. They're catching up. Some people are bringing their tractors to each other's places, decorating it together.
Yes.
Meeting up with groups of people to decorate it. I know Suzanne Corlett, she's a big supporter of the Christmas tractor parade at her yard in Baldrine, and all the gang at the yard all help decorate it and stuff like that as well. So it's not it's really not just about the one night anymore. It is about the reach and bringing people together and enjoying Christmas spirit and connecting with people. I don't think in this world, with social media, you feel like you're supposed to be more connected than ever, don't you? But quite often people aren't. So
isolated.
get together and decorate a tractor. It sounds absolutely bonkers, but lots of the companies that are sponsoring us these days, they want to use it as a social to get together to decorate a tractor. I mean, some people have never seen a tractor, so they get together and decorate it, bring people together. I love that aspect of it. This is what's
great.
Yeah.
It's like a mushroom, isn't it? It just creates creativity, isn't it? It creates
Like
community
mushroom,
spirit,
that's such a Charlie thing to say. It's like
it just kind of grows. Yeah, it's like, and we look at it from all different places, don't we? Because we're looking. Sometimes we get caught up with looking at important.
Do you feel like you miss things because you're so focused on getting the event going? You sometimes
we
miss
100% on the night. Things turn up.
Yeah, like on that night,
amazing,
you're sort of in you're that focused on getting it going and it performing that you. What was that? Your horse with blinkers on. You can't actually see what's going on around you.
Well, we
and then we go, oh, that's amazing, and then the phone rings, and then that's the end.
Yeah, we try to make the time
Next
to
job.
stop and enjoy it and look up, and we're making note. Like, I've got my pad on now, making notes all the way around on that night. What we're doing differently for next year? What's working? What can we build on? What's going to be better? But
we try and do our own social media as well, don't we, on the night? Which can be so in between everything else. We try and do that as well, and we have a really good social media team this year, actually, don't we? From the Young Farmers, which is nice.
Nice.
Well, so,
And they'll put lots of effort into it.
Yeah.
And it's nice to upskill people as well. We could have been, when we were involved in the Federation of Young Farmers, when I was the secretary, I was like, my ambition when I took the job on as secretary of the Young Farmers was to grow the profile of what the Young Farmers does, raise the profile of who we are, because there was a bit of a young farmers, you just get drunk and wreck things kind of thing.
Smashes.
That was a bit of an attitude, definitely, I think, externally, rightly or wrongly. So I was keen to grow the profile. We'd lost a big sponsor for the Young Farmers concert, the Alaman Bank.
Yes.
Unfortunately, had to pull out, so we were going to have to go out in the marketplace and look for a big sponsor. So we were really,
Well, look,
thankful.
Andy Bass and Conister and Kerry
Canister
come
came on board. They were
Yes.
incredible, but we were keen to push that and get what we could out of it. It's not just a sponsorship deal. We wanted to work with them as a brand and see what they could do for us. So one of the things that we worked with them really quickly early on was we got some social media training from them.
Yeah.
So we were in their office, and I'll never forget Kerry looking on the Young Farmers Facebook page at the time and saying, this is your brand, this is what you're putting out, this is your external facing thing. Let's have a look and see what's on here. and there was a post that said, "Where's the rugby shirts?" And it was on like Boxing Day morning or something like that. And she's like, "So this not great? Who would post something like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was me." You know, in
Yeah.
that moment, you know, the realization of what they could do working with these people, what you can learn from them,
Yeah.
how we can utilize those skills in the young farmers, because there's so many people out there that want to help us. So
Yes.
I think another thing that was, I remember it being the young farmers had, there was quite a gap at people missing that were actually in the farm community that didn't go in the young farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this, not just the tractor run, but some events, but the tractor run specifically has brought them out of the woodwork a bit. You know, like they've come into the young farmers in all aspects because they enjoy tractors and they enjoy the tractor run, and it sort of just gets young farmers further across
Yeah.
every piece
100%.
of the.
And that's very important that let me just think about how to explain this. That young farmers are exposed to the public in the correct sense. I think because exposure is very powerful, and that's something that the tractor run gives
Yeah.
young farmers is a
Yeah.
positive level of exposure for everybody.
Yep.
And that's why it's important that everyone's involved in it, so they can all say, "Oh, well, I was involved in that," like as a young farmer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, or am I
does, yeah.
thinking a bit strangely there? But when
No,
I think
no,
about like
yeah.
social media and stuff,
Certainly when
it's
you
a
get to
real
our age and
powerful
you're sort of thinking
exposure,
Yeah.
and that can have a knock-on effect in years to come. If someone
Yeah.
makes a mistake, it's like, whoa, that's not what young farmers do. But it's the job of everyone as a community, like we spoke about, to say, we don't do it like that.
Yeah.
This is how we act when we're
Yeah,
doing
but
these sort of events. People are going around shaking buckets and you're around children. It's important that you act appropriately, isn't it?
Yeah, and all these things are so key to us because we have a registration night, basically an event information night, and if you want to be involved in the tractor parade, you have to come. It's mandatory. It's not optional. If you're involved in any way, you come along
Mhm.
on our night, and we talk about all these kinds of things. You know, we're coaching people. It sounds basic, like you're saying, to go and
Yeah.
shake a bucket for charity, but it's a skill that is. Not
Yeah.
everybody has the confidence to be able to go to talk to people and tell them what we're raising money for and what we're about. So we want to be able to coach that into people because it sounds like, oh, go and you can man the bucket and shake it here. Well, not shake it. You're not allowed to shake it, are you? But you know, go and collect money in this area. But
Yeah.
all these kind of skills, you just expect people know them, but they don't. So it's really critical. This event, again, you've got to come. You've got to be there in person because then you're going to meet new people as well. And you might not know this person that's standing next to you to shake a bucket, but you're going to meet with them every year now for the next 6 years because you want to be involved in the tractor parade. And one of the really nice things as well is that people that we've raised money for, charities that we've raised money for, they're now paying it forward because they enjoyed it so much being involved in the tractor parade.
Yeah, they come back around, don't they?
And they
help us.
raise money for other people. So, you
And
know,
that's what I mean about every aspect of it, like, is growing all the time. It just, you know, everything you think about is a bit busier or a bit more people, or a bit more everything than what it was last year.
so-
Sponsorships a bit more. Everything just is a bit more.
Yeah, a bit more and more. And I do have a question, actually. I mean, we'll start wrapping things up in a second. However, I did see something about a tractor run in the UK had to be cancelled or something, and I was interested in asking you guys. I don't know if you know much about it, whether you do or you don't. But why would that have been not able to go ahead? But something on the Isle of Man. What makes the Isle of Man the correct place for that to go ahead? If that makes sense.
So I think we're different in the sense that
Why is the Isle of Man special? Like,
we've worked. I don't think it's that we're special. I think it's that we take everything really seriously. You know, we've got a great team behind us. We do our event management plans. We do our traffic management plans. We work with the DOI. We work with every authority. You know, we're in touch with Peel, Ramsey, Port Erin, Castletown. We work with all of these people. We work really closely with the Isle of Man Constabulary as well to make sure that the event is run properly.
Yeah.
You know, if we were still at year one, where we're thinking we're just going to drive around with a few tractors, that's not the world that we live in.
No.
And if we had that sort of attitude, then our event wouldn't be going ahead.
Yeah.
I don't think, would it, Charlie?
No, it's there's quite a lot of aspects to that question that you've asked, and you know, I think one thing to make clear is that what we do is a hell of a lot of work, and trying to find other people in other places of the world that would maybe do that amount of work and put that amount of effort in. There's certainly one or two people, certainly with that Liverpool run that you're talking about. There's a lot of really good people at the top that are helping, but it's maybe just not enough to make it happen.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
They're doing a really good job at what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it takes so many aspects to make it come together that's just maybe missing one aspect.
Yeah, like a little joint somewhere. There's a little clink in the chain or something like that.
and it just brings the whole thing down. And I think that's what we're very conscious of, isn't it? And that's why we make sure everything is good and is left left better than how we found it. So next year we can go ahead and do it again.
Yeah, each year make sure that the requirements change every year. They make sure that the insurance requirements, we get the insurance checklist that we have gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The DOI requirements, they change. We have to work differently with them, and it's all about building these relationships. So everything for us is building the right relationships with the right people, so that they all help come together and help us, and we do things properly.
On a note, like the police do a lot of voluntary for us. A lot of it is voluntary, isn't it?
And do the UK police work as well?
Here on our
no. So is only Manx police here, or do the UK police come over to help?
No, just
Manx police. Yeah.
But like say some of them are voluntary and they come back in. There's a lot of specials help as well, which do an amazing job.
Yeah.
They cover bases as well. And I think in the UK there's maybe not that same amount of support for charity like there is here. Like I think
perhaps because they're in a bigger
underrated here. That like we have a really good. I know that we get a lot of stick lately, but the police forces are really good.
Yep.
Really good on the island, I think. But
and that's it comes down to that community, doesn't it? Really, essentially, and the community is so big in the UK that it's not be able to gather together. Maybe not be able to gather together as easily.
They've got so much other work to do that we're just lucky enough not to have here.
Yeah.
I think
and if you think of the scale as well, taking a tractor parade through. I mean, we don't go down on Douglas Promenade, for example. Douglas is we kind of stay out of Douglas. I mean, we didn't because of
carnage, wouldn't it?
Because of the roadworks and things like that. Because it's really busy. But can you imagine that in Liverpool city centre? I mean, to even consider that it is.
Imagine going up.
Through
Liverpool one or something.
The scale of Ramsey High Street versus Liverpool, on a completely different scale.
Some other problems as well, where this year haven't they? And I think the police are very cautious about having crowds of people and groups of people. So,
yes, which is something that we are here on the Isle of Man. I think are very fortunate to have a safe environment.
I mean, if you go out on the roads on the tractor parade night, we say it's odd, isn't it? Especially somewhere like Kirkmichael, you barely see another car for half an hour because that's the type of community that we live in.
Yeah.
And it just
traffic stops, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We don't stop it; it just stops naturally. Yeah. If people now know that the tractor run's coming, just don't go anywhere near it if you don't want anything to do with it. I think.
Yes,
or else everybody just has that much to do. There's that many people having that much to do with it. There's no traffic.
And it's a slower pace of life, isn't it? So if you have to just stop, pull in for 10 minutes while the tractors are passing you, then it's quite a nice reason to be stopped, isn't it? It's
relax.
Frustration, is it? Just wait 10 minutes. Our tread a law attitude here is a bonus sometimes, isn't it? That people
we're very conscious from the start. We've been very conscious not to take up routes, not travel in the direction of a route maybe that's an emergency service route, for instance. So if we're going the coast road to Douglas, mountain's still open or whatever. And all the time we do stop, don't we, for emergency services? Probably once at least in the event we'll stop to allow emergency services to pass the parade.
Really?
Yeah, so people wouldn't know that. That's all the type of stuff that we just keep quiet. We work with the police.
We think we're going to have to. Like that's we stop in a preemptive decision that maybe there's just been a 999 call come in, but we don't know what it's entailing. We don't know what our services are needed from which direction. So we will stop, or we'll make a decision to go further on and stop.
Yeah.
And we might stop for 10 minutes before we see any emergency service vehicle because they're coming from Ramsey, they come from Kirkmichael, come from Laxey. And we just stop just to make sure that they can get through straight away.
Too right.
And I think that it is every event we normally have one. We have Bulgarian, Balaf.
We don't publicise anything like that. No. We're just saying to people that are listening on the radio, we're on the way, we've had a slight hold up. We don't want to say it's because we've been pulled in for an emergency or something like that. But we work with the bus company and things like that.
It's never anything to do with us, just come in the opposite direction. For instance, like we don't want
which is important. That's like a necessity, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's a nice way to start wrapping this up. I think it's been a real whirlwind of the tractor run and
so what job can we give you now, Percy?
You know me. I'm going to be in that tractor singing along with all these different people in there, just completely oblivious of what's going on.
On the night, Percy?
So we're going to bring different people in. I think this is the plan. And I'm pretty sure I've explained to you guys a plan to a degree.
Well, you've explained to everybody else.
Yeah, I can explain to everyone else. So
you're going to tell everybody else.
I was going to.
Oh yeah, you just.
I didn't want to talk. I'm not here to talk about me.
Don't talk too much about it then. Just keep that one.
Keep that one as a little tractor run carpool karaoke special. I reckon something like that. I think we're going to call. Yeah.
Have you been invited in, Charlie?
No,
do you want to come in, Charlie? Can you sing?
Too busy.
Can you sing more importantly, Percy?
No.
Liar.
Right. Wonderful. So we always finish with the same question at the end of each podcast, and that's just so everybody can listen and link in and see what different people have to say. And that's, if you could change one thing about the Isle of Man or improve one thing about the Isle of Man, what would it be and why? And we asked these to anybody, like everybody, even though you just came on to talk about the
You
tractor
go
run.
first, or you go first?
You go first, yeah.
It can be political, it can be farming, it
No,
can
I would
be
discount the ferry.
discount the ferry. Straight up.
Straight up. First job.
Straight up. I like that.
Yeah.
You're the second person
That
who
would
said
boost that would boost the economy. You know, people that are making
There'd be a kick, wouldn't there?
not just farmers that are growing grain and stuff and wheat and things. It would help with people that are building sheds. It
Yeah.
would help with forestry stuff that we've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
going on. You know, I would say that would be my first job. Discount the ferry, subsidise that, and create an equal economy with the UK, which would then create an equal economy with the rest of the world, basically.
Definitely.
Which we're sort of missing a bit. I think.
I like that, Charlie. Go on and Hayley.
I would like to see people have more confidence to put themselves out there and do something differently. You know, try something new, you know, whether that be on social media, put yourself out there, not worry so much about what other people are doing.
Yes.
You know, don't worry about competition from other people and just make something for yourself. Put
Go
yourself
for it.
out there.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Perfect.